Okay. Start streaming. Here we go. It's not made for children, for entertainment only. And creating a new broadcast. Hey, how we doing? Abzite, well, I can't even read that one. Jessica King, how are you? Look, it's hey, hi, ho, ho. Oh, Dr. Auto Repairs here. Cool beans. Dr. Auto Repair. Stop recording. Here we go. We're getting ready to get started. Hey, everyone, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk. Look, my hair's a mess. Brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. Brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for a weekly cash flow, looking for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week, using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks, and those are companies that have increased their dividend payments to their shareholders for a minimum of 20 consecutive years, year after year after year, higher and higher dividends. Lily Star, how you doing? The reason why that is because when the stocks go down, it's not an if. Check out this chart right here. Okay, here we are. Walgreens goes up, down, up, down, up, down. So when the stock is going down, what are you bringing in? I like to have a dividend, specifically one that increases every single year, year after year after year. Because unlike some people, oh wow, that's crooked. All right, there we go. It's still crooked. Ooh, now it's even worse. What am I doing? Wow. All right, we're just gonna have to deal with it. It looks crooked. Or maybe it's the screen. I don't know. Is it the screen? No. All right, whatever. Lake Powell Drive just joined. Lake Powell Drive, that's interesting. Miss Carol, how are you? Louis, you okay? Yeah, I'm good. My screens are all wonky, but that's okay. So, let's get started with something simple, right? First off, the disclaimers. I am not a registered agent of any type, sorts, whatsoever. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a bookkeeper. How have you been, brother? Tyrese, I haven't heard from you in a while. Barry, how are you doing? It looks fine? Okay, cool. All right, so, like I said, I am basically a nobody. We got to talk about Walgreens. The numbers are going down. Sherman, yes, they are. Hey, all. Now, we don't know about Walgreens. Okay. Now, I read an article the other day. 4,500 stores. I think it was 4,500. No, 8,500 stores. Walgreens has 8,500 stores, and they're closing a bunch of them down because you the man, brother. Tyrese, way to go. So, 8,500 stores Walgreens has. Now they're cutting loose some of the non-performers, which only makes sense if you think about it. You got 8,500 little siblings, and not all of them are playing nicely, which means they're not all as profitable as they should be. So what do? Well, number one, you send them out a warning. Say, hey, dude, you ain't doing so great. Bring your numbers up, or you're getting cut off. Plain and simple. It's just a part of life. You can't keep throwing money away when you're a big corporation. So yeah, the current administration doesn't want to prosecute, theft under $900. So how often does $800 or $900 have to walk out the door before you finally say, all right, enough's enough? Current administration is not going to do anything about it, so we're going to cut some of the stores loose. It only makes sense. You cut the stores loose, the ones that aren't profitable, and I'm terribly sorry, it just makes damn sense. If the store is not profitable and it's losing money on a consistent basis, you get rid of it. They got 8,500 stores. So they get rid of some of the dead weight. Maybe the stock will go back up. All right, is there a portfolio tracker to use to track all your 6 accounts together? No, Jessica, I can't find one that works. What are you specifically looking for? When you say portfolio tracker, let me show you what I'm using, okay, on this particular account. I'm using account statement, profit and loss year to date. Let's get rid of this. Okay. Let's get rid of this. All right. So profit and loss year to date. Here's all the positions that I've opened up the year in this one particular account. Okay, all the way from here. These are all the companies I bought year to date this year. Okay, profits, losses, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. All that doesn't mean anything. Let's go here. All right. Okay, so here are the profit and loss year to statement, okay? My number one performing stock this year is Macy's. Number two, Marathon Oil, then Walgreens, General Motors. But it comes all the way down. So here is where I start seeing losses right down here, down towards the bottom. Okay, what do I got? Well, I got MPW, all right, but it's not a loss because I still own it, all right? The next one, Bitto, same thing, negative 142. Not huge, but I still own it. Okay, so it's not a loss, so I take it. There's only one loss I've taken all year, and that's this one right here. See it? 0, and that is Able Model. Okay, so I get Wynn Resorts, Kohl's, and then AEO. So the AEO is my biggest loser so far, but here's the thing. I still own AEO, and I have more AEO than I should have. There's apparently 67,000 into AEO. But anyway, this is my portfolio track. I'm not quite sure what it is you're looking for. Now, on Thinkorswim, we get something else that's even better than that. Let's go to order trade history right here. Okay, so let's take a look at AEO, considering it as my biggest loser so far of the year. And here's AEO right here. Okay, it tells me exactly when whoops, let's go back 173 days. That goes back to the beginning of the year. Okay, now this is my position with just AEO. Okay, this one is a all right, Michael, yes, this one is a paper account. This one's not. Okay, and the other one. Okay, so I do have a paper trading account and I do have a real account, so it just helps. Yo, what's up, man? How you doing? Elijah, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. So when you're looking for basically to know how much I've invested versus how much is gains. All right, well, this here with Thinkorswim allows me to see just AEO since the beginning of the year. So here's where I bought it. Okay, here's all the options that I sold against it. Okay, and it all washes out at the end. I'm not 100% sure exactly what it is you're looking for. Oh, I got one order today. MPW filled. Cool. Now that was a nice one. MPW. All right, so let's jump in and see where we are today. Now, we were talking about AEO. Euro USD. Serba, I don't do that. Sorry. That is Forex, which is trading dollars for dollars. Yeah, I don't do that. Sorry. Dividend stocks only. Okay, there's a lot of different trading groups out there. I'm sure if you wanted to find one that actually traded the euro against the US, I'm sure you can find that without a problem. I just don't do it because I don't want to sit in front of my computer that long. Mine takes about 10 minutes a day and that's it. It's a very simple strategy. I look at what's coming up, I look if it's going to give me the money, and then I get on out. Get in, get out, be done and over with. Okay? Now, I already did the disclaimers, right? I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm basically a nothing. Nothingness, just a random guy on YouTube. That's all I am, a random guy on YouTube. But what I want you to get out of what I'm saying, if you so desire to, is what I'm saying making sense. If I'm going to buy a good, decent company, what am I paying for it? What can I sell a covered call against it? Is that giving me, or how much is that giving me for the week? Because I do weekly options, because I'm looking for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Well, how can I do that? Well, there aren't very many trading strategies that concentrate specifically on weekly income, other than the weekly options. Okay, there's no strategy for the stocks that are consistently weekly based. Okay, it's basically buy, sell, buy, sell. Well, with the options, we buy, we sell the rights, which is using what's called a covered call. Now, a covered call is the safest trading strategy out there. If you're not 100% familiar with the covered call, there's a lot of YouTube videos that might be able to explain it better than I can. Okay, basically, you buy the stock itself. There's a bunch of different things you can buy and sell. Stocks are one, futures are another, cryptocurrency is another, forex is another, options are another. Now, to get to the simplest one of the oldest would be the stocks. Okay, the stock market's been around since the 1600s, the early 1600s. Okay, it's been around for over 400 years. It's not going anywhere. Okay, so how do we make money safely, predictably, and consistently? Well, first of all, we got to find a good set of stocks to choose. Well, how do you choose? Well, it's going to be different for everyone, but I'll tell you what my rules are. I use companies that have increased. ORC, 17% dividends. Wow. ORC, we talked about ORC a couple of days ago. ORC. That's a big, fat no. Why is ORC a no? Well, ORC is a no because it has monthly options. Well, what does that mean? Well, monthly options, let's see if we can do some elementary detective work. Okay? Monthly options means you can do it by the month, which means there's 12 times you can do it per year. Okay, so if I can only do it 12 times per year, that means I can only receive a check 12 times per year. So why is it that I like weeklies? See, 5 July, that's this Friday. 12 July, that's next Friday. 19 July, that's 3 Fridays away. And 26 July, that's 4 Fridays away. 2 August, that's 5 Fridays away. Every Friday. Did you see Paramount jump up today? You know what I did see? I have Paramount in a different account with a different strategy, and I did see go right. That was cool. So let's stick with ORC here for a minute with Azenbite. Is that right? Azenbite, whatever. The only reason I don't like monthlies is you can only do it once a month. Okay, with weeklies, I can do it every single week. So ask yourself a question. Would I prefer to get 12 checks per year, or would I prefer to get 52 checks per year? Well, let's do a quick little bit of math first. ORC. Okay, ORC right now is at 833. Delightful, 833. Look at the option valuation. Okay, 836 is what I can buy it for. The 750 and then there's 10. The 10's going for nothing, and the 750 is going for 60 cents. But you're losing 86 cents right off the top, because if I'm buying it at 836 and I'm selling it at 750, well, I'm losing 86 cents right off the top. And this is only going for 60 cents, which means I'm losing money, but it gets even worse. I've got to hold it for 3 weeks. Well, that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to hold for 3 weeks, I'm losing money, the numbers just don't work out. So let's take a look at a weekly. Okay, 1814, right? The 18s are going for 16. Well, that's kind of crap because there's only 2 days left, so let's not even look at that one. That's not really worth looking at. The 18s are going for 42 cents. Okay, I'm losing 14 right up to the top. Take 14 off the top of this. Now I'm at 28 cents. Okay, take 14 cents off of 42. Okay, it's 28 cents. 28 cents on an $18 stock. What does that actually come to? Well, let's bring out the calculator. 28 cents divided by an $18 stock. It comes to a grand total of 1.55%. And that's for the week. 1.55% for the week. Multiply that by 52. It comes to a grand total of 80% per year. Okay, great. Well, let's go back to ORC for a second. ORC. Now, ORC is at 833. Okay, fine. If we buy it at the strike price right now, 836, we sell the closest one, which is going to be 7.5. Okay, so we take the 7.5 and we add the 60 to it, then you're looking at 810. Well, you're losing money there. The numbers just don't work. I've never seen the numbers work really good for a monthly optionable stock. So monthly optionable stocks is always, for me, been a no, because the numbers just don't work. So ORC, terribly sorry about that Asian bite, but it's a no. That's a no. Oh, Chama Sexy. Hey, James, question. You place a sales order after you buy the option? Okay, Chama Sexy. I don't buy options. I don't. I sell them. There's a huge... Now, this is one of those games that you play where the terminology or the words you use are extremely important. Okay, so if you're buying a position, that means one thing. If you're selling a position, it means it's something totally different. So, I don't buy options, I sell options. So let's see if I can go through a couple examples to show you really quickly, see how easy it should be. Okay, you place a sales order after you buy the option. No. Rosemary, how much do you have to invest to make real money? All right, Rosemary, you have to be a little bit more specific. What do you mean by real money? Because I don't know the difference between real money and fake money. And I know it sounds kind of childish, but what do you consider to be real money? Okay, this strategy is created for my 9-year-old daughter because she wanted to do the same thing I was doing back in '08. All right, she wanted to learn how to trade and she wanted to make money for herself. So I had 5 criteria I had to figure out. Hey, Kuna, how are you? The dividend information you look for at Yahoo Finance, can't you find that at Thinkorswim? Not really. And if you can find it at Thinkorswim, I have no idea where to find it. All right. Let's go back to Rosemary. You gotta let me know what you mean by real money. Number 2, Chama Sexy, the sales order. Let me kind of just run through one so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, first off, Macy's. We'll just use this as an example because Macy's been my big winner for the year. 18.14 is what I can buy it for. If I sell it at 18, I'm bringing in 42 cents. Okay, we've already figured out that's way over 1%. That's what we're looking for. All right, so here's how I would actually do the order when I enter into it. There's 2 different ways that I do this. Number 1, first thing I want to check is I want to change this from single to covered call. Because I want to do a covered call, I don't want to do them separately. Okay, when I click on that, this opens up down here. Now, for those guys who don't know, or for those of you that are new here, this screen right here, this one right here, this is live on YouTube. It will allow you to see these tiny little numbers, and you'll be able to follow me around a little bit easier. Okay, so when I pull this up, right, here is the covered stock right there. Okay, I want to click on the covered stock. Covered stock, all it means is I'm buying the stock and I'm selling the option at the same time. All right. So, I like Macy's at 18. We already figured that out. So I want to come down here to the strike price where it says 18. Right here. See it? There's the 18. And I want to slide over and I want to buy it. Okay? That's right here. See? The bid, the ask. This is what I'm buying it for. $17.72. Doesn't make any sense at the moment, but just follow along for a second. If I click on that, this is going to open up this order down here. This is the order that fills automatically. This is the way I have my account set up. So when I have a click on something, it fills it automatically. Now, It says 10, sell 10 Macy's, 18 call. That is the option that I am selling. It means I'm giving somebody the right to buy the stock from me at $18, right? But I have to buy it first. I'm also going to buy 1,000 shares of Macy's stock at this price right here. Okay? So once I decide, now you can change this to, 8,000, 5,000, 500. Let's do 500. Okay? 500 shares, 5 contracts. The numbers all work out in the end. I'm going to hit confirm and send. And this is the actual order. What I like to tell people is read the order out loud so you can hear yourself saying it. So you make sure you're doing it correctly. Now follow along. Buy 5 covered M, which is Macy's. The 100, which means that is the weeklies. 12 July 24. That is not this Friday, that is next Friday. Okay? The $18 call /M. Okay, that's 2 trades at once. To open, that is 2 trades I am doing at one time. One, I am opening up an order to buy the stock. That's one order to open, Macy's to open. The second order to open is I am selling 5 18 calls against those. Now, when they're tied together, okay, when they're tied together in a covered call type order, they're both going to the broker at the exact same time. I like to do it at the market, that way it's filled instantaneously. If you do a limit order, the market maker can look at it and decide to fill it when he feels like doing it. But let's hold off on that for a second. Let's take a look at the numbers. Because remember, I tell you, the numbers matter. Okay, so the 5 criteria, let me go over this real quick first. When my daughter was 9, she wanted to do the same thing I was doing, learn how to trade. So I had to come up with a trading strategy specifically designed for a 9-year-old to understand. Excuse me. First, it had to be safe. It had to be simple. It had to be consistent and predictable. And then number 5, there's no way that she could possibly lose. I like the no way she could possibly lose because she's 9 years old. If she lost money, what do you think would happen? Well, she'd start crying, I'd feel like crap, and then mom would get involved, and I'd feel like even worse like crap, and then the couch didn't look as comfortable as I thought it once was. You get where I'm going, right? So it had to be safe, simple, predictable, consistent, and no way she could lose. That's the 5 criteria I had to come up with. Now, the 5 rules to this trading strategy designed specifically for my 9-year-old daughter was: never buy something you do not want to hold long term. Now, just to let you know, the longest I've ever held on to anything, I've been investing for over 20 years. The longest I've ever held anything is 9 months. And I didn't do it on purpose. The stock went down and then took time to get back up. So yes, number 1, never buy something you don't want to hold long term. Number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose. Number 3, most importantly, make sure the company has 20 years of dividends, specifically dividends that consistently increase year after year. 4, weekly options, because I want weekly cash flow. I don't want to buy a stock and get a dividend once every 90 days or once per quarter. Nope, that don't work for me. Okay? I don't want to do a covered call and do it once a month and get paid monthly. Nope, don't want that either. I want weekly options because weekly options allows me to collect a check every single week. Now, 5th, number 5, make sure the numbers work. The numbers are, what am I paying it for? What can I sell it for? And what kind of return is that going to give me on a weekly basis? I'm looking for a safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. This one fits the strategy perfectly. Let me explain a little bit more. Now, I told you what the order was. The order was buy 5 covered Macy's. It's a covered call for Macy's. Buying 500 shares, and I'm selling the rights for someone to buy it from me for the exact same price I just paid for it. Doesn't that sound crazy? Well, for that privilege, that person is going to pay me a premium. Now, let's hear what the premium is. That's the order. My break even is 17.52. Well, where's the stock right now? Well, the stock's at 18.14. My break even is 17.52. So if the stock goes up, I make money. Stock stays the exact same, doesn't move at all, I make money. The stock can even drop all the way down to 17.52 is my break even. So anything over 17.52 is profit. Granted, it's not a huge profit, but profit is profit, and nobody ever went broke taking profits. Okay, so the maximum profit on this trade. Remember when I say consistent and predictable? Predictable? I want to know what I'm making ahead of time. Well, here it is. It's predictable. I'm making 240 bucks. Not a lot. It's only 300 shares. No, sorry, 500 shares. So I'm going to take my calculator, bring that out, and my maximum profit right there. See it? 240 max profit. Let me slide this over here so you can see it better. Okay. Order description, break even, max profit, max loss. That's what it's costing me. See the cost of trade including commissions, 8,700. So my profit is 240 bucks. What is it costing me? Well, it's costing me $8,763. That's if you have an all cash account. If you have a margin account, it's costing you $4,200. Okay? So what does that equal? That comes to a grand total of 2.7% return. Now, it's Macy's. So here's the number one question you need to ask yourself. Does it make sense? Number one. Number two, do I like Macy's enough to buy it at $18.14? Is it easy enough for me to understand if I buy it at $18.14, sell somebody the rights to buy it from me at $18, okay? I'm walking away with 2.7% by the end of next Friday. Not this Friday, the end of next Friday. Because the numbers for this Friday don't really work. It's not really worth it, in my humble opinion. Okay? Taking tomorrow off? No, I'm going to be here tomorrow night. But I'm not going to be here tomorrow in the day. So selling theta off the top with sideways stocks, but there's no hedge safety. All right, Eric. Eric, you're talking about the Greeks. Let me ask you a question, Eric. Just, a simple question. Let's get out of here. Get back to single. Okay, here's the simple question, Eric. And tell me if I'm right or tell me if I'm wrong. Okay? If I'm buying it at $18.14, right? Follow me so far? $18.14 is the purchase price, the bid, the ask. Okay, $18.14. Closest strike price is the 18. If I sell somebody the rights to buy it from me using a covered call at 18, I'm going to collect this premium right here, 42 cents. Okay, those are the numbers. Those are what they are. From the time I buy the stock, sell the option, and the person buys the option from me. Okay? Does the Vega have anything to do with that whatsoever? In case you're wondering, the answer is no, because it is what it is. All right, today is Wednesday the 3rd. Okay, so what am I actually selling? Well, the stock's not open, the market's not open tomorrow, so it'll be Friday morning. Okay, see, first thing Friday morning, I buy the stock, I sell it to someone, the rights to buy it from me. So I'm looking at Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 6 days of option premium. Okay, now options are made up of a whole bunch of things. You get the Vega, the Gamma, the Theta, you have the interest rates, you have the stock price, you have the implied volatility, you have the time frame, the days to expiration, 2, okay, 5 July, 2 days to expiration, 12 July, 9 days to expiration, 19 July, 16 days to expiration, 26 July, 23 days to expiration. The more time you have to sell, the more money you're going to receive. However, when he's talking about theta, he's talking about something that at this moment in time doesn't really have anything to do with how much we're getting in return for our money. Okay, if I'm buying it for 18, selling it for 18, this is what I'm collecting. What is my rate of return? Great. Now, what does the theta have to do with anything? Well, it has a lot to do with other things, but not in this particular strategy. So I'm sorry about that, Eric, but it has nothing to do with this particular strategy whatsoever. You missed the part, or you forgot about the part where it's supposed to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent. Selling calls, theta is on your side. Well, that's absolutely right. Thanks, Wade. Love this guy. Who's that? ZK Caleb. Do you ever look at the Greeks? We would just, Hakuna, over here on Instagram. Okay, you guys can remember, I got 5 screens going at once. So I got 2 YouTube, 1 Facebook, 1 Instagram, and 1 TikTok. So I have questions popping up from all different directions. And Hakuna, you're right. The Greeks do have something to do with it, but not for what we're doing. For what we're doing here, it's a simple trading strategy, very simple. People always want to make it more complicated than it has to be. The haiku, what stock do you recommend me? What I recommend you is, you're new here, I recommend you keep coming back and you learn something, okay? Go open up a paper trading account and just listen to what I'm saying. Think about it. Does it make sense? Try it with monopoly money. It's really not that difficult. Okay, you're doing nothing but good quality companies. Okay, companies that you probably heard of. Okay, let me rattle off a few and you tell me what you think. Okay, let's go back. Okay, tell me what you think of these companies. I'm going to rattle them off to you. Mendeley's, US Bank, Verizon, MasterCard, Bristol Myers Squibb, American Express, Globe Life, AbbVie, Procter & Gamble, Bank Mellon, Ally Bank, Aon Bank, ATVI, Wells Fargo, Capital One Finance, DHI. Now, there's a few of them in it might not ring a bell, but for the most part, you probably heard of all of those companies. And if you haven't heard all of those companies, well, they should all be on your list. Why should they all be on? Why should all these be on your list? Well, this is why all these companies should be on your list. Because if they're good enough for Warren Buffett, they should be good enough for you and me. So anytime Warren has something on his list, I put it into mine. Okay? And if it's good enough for Warren, it's good enough for me. I'm pretty sure, I would like to think he wouldn't be too upset about me using his lead. More questions. Consistent, efficient, 1% per week. Yep, you like that? Ooh. Where are we? I am starting to get it. All right. GM Sexy, without cover order, simple order separate, I will need a good margining account. GM Sexy, you don't really need a margining account. You can use a cash account. Now, margin account, you're borrowing someone else's money. I wouldn't borrow someone else's money until you knew what it was you were doing. I would say paper trade for at least a quarter, which is 90 days. You know, like this is the 3rd quarter, okay? July, August, September. That's the quarter number 3. Okay, I would paper trade and see how it works, because we go with the same stocks over and over and over again. 1st quarter, 1 through 13, because it's 13 weeks in a quarter. Okay, week number 1 of the 1st quarter looks the exact same as week number 1 of the 2nd quarter, which looks the exact same as week number 1 of the 3rd quarter, which looks the exact same as week number 1 of the 4th quarter. Now, people ask me all the time, oh, why are you looking at the same stocks over and over again? Well, because they're good companies. They've increased their dividends for more than 20 consecutive years. 20 consecutive years. Most companies don't get to 5 years. What is it? 1 in 100 get to 5 years? 1 in 1,000 get to 10 years? Okay, what is it? What's 20 years? What do you have to do to be a successful public company 20 years to consistently increase your payments to your shareholders and consistently be profitable for 20 years? Well, great. Well, what about the Dividend Kings? You're talking 5 decades. These companies have been profitable for 50 years or more, and every year they give more and more money to their shareholders. So why would you want to look at anything else other than a good quality company? Remember, this is your money you're investing. You can do whatever you want with your money. But for me, I want to make sure it's going to a company that consistently profitable every single year and shares their profits, of course. Eric, I am saying the strike you pick because M stock 1 year range is 10 to 22. All right, Eric, I get that, okay? But let me ask you a quick question. If the stock range for 1 year is 10 to 22, what is it? What is the stock range for the next 2 weeks? Because that's all I'm interested in. Let me show you some of the numbers here. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Okay. Now, here's the 1 year chart for Macy's. A year ago, we're here, right around 16 bucks. She goes all the way up to 17, drops, finds its bottom right around what, 11.50. Look how many times it hit right down here. September, October, November. Right down here is the bottom. Okay, fine. We know where the bottom is. Wonderful. Finishes up the year up here at 20 and basically stays in this area for the whole year. So far this year. Okay, we can see that. That's plain and that's simple. Great. Now we know where it's going to go in the next year. Wonderful. Why does that matter? Well, it matters for people who want to buy it and hold it for a year. Not me. I want to buy it and hold it for a week. That's it. So how do I figure out where it's going to be in a week? Well, let's take a look at the last 90 days. Take a look at this. Can you see the pattern here? 90 days ago. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Where do you think it's going next? Come on, look. Here's the bottom right there. This is 1 day to the upside. All right? That's your 90-day chart. Now, first thing I want to see on a 90-day chart, where's the high? Right there. Where's the low? Right there. Where was it a year ago? Oh, sorry, where was it 90 days ago? Right there. Where is it now? Right here. What direction is it going? It's going to the downside. Great. But where's it going to be in the next week or the next 2 weeks? I don't care about where it's going to be in a year because Macy's is just 1 out of 300 companies I look at. When the dividend comes up, I just roll it forward. Okay, I buy the stock, grab my 1%. Thank you very much. I'll see you in 90 days. I'll get more to that in a second. But let's take a look at the last 30 days. Now, the last 30 days gives you or gives me an idea of what you and I, because we're the buyers and sellers, we make up this craziness right here. Okay? We, the buyers and sellers, saying, wait a minute, it's not worth 20 bucks. Well, it's not worth 20 bucks because it hasn't hit 20 bucks. Okay? When it drops down here to, what was it, 1780? 1780 is the low of the 30-day period. Well, it's worth more than that. Well, because if it wasn't worth more than that, it would have kept on going down. But it didn't. It stopped right here. Okay? So look. Here's your 30-day high. Okay? She drops, pulls back, look, gaps up, gaps down, back up, back down, and look, here's your 30-day bottom. Your 30-day top, 30-day bottom. I like 2 days to the upside. So we have 1 day to the upside right there. I'm hoping Friday's another up day because Monday would be a perfect opportunity to jump into that thing. So lovely. I think I'm going to write it down for next week. Macy's for next week. So hopefully that answers your question, Eric. Honestly, Eric, honestly, I don't care where it's going to be in a year. Honestly don't. I only care where is it going to be in the next 5 days, the next 10 days. Because I want to jump in, get my 1%, get out, say thank you very much, I'll see you in another 90 days when the dividend comes up again. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Well, let's check this out one more time. You see the calendar? The calendar, it represents, these little dots represent each time a stock is having an EX date. Well, let me explain briefly. Hey, Mikey G, how you doing? An EX date. There's 4 dates to remember when you're trading stocks. Number 1, the announcement date. It's kind of self-explanatory. It says, hey, this is how much money we make. This is how much money we're giving to our investors. That's pretty easy. That's date number 1. Date number 2, see, announcement date. Date number 2, the EX date. the EX date. Okay? It's right there. The EX date is the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid out. Each one of these little green dots represents the EX date. Okay, date number 3. Date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. Okay, which means you got to buy it before the EX date to qualify for the dividend. And then date number 4, of course, is the dividend payment date. That means when you actually get your money. So there's only 4 dates to remember. So first thing I do is I find good companies. Okay, there's 9,567 companies we checked a couple of days ago. Okay, I consistently check, see how many stocks can I choose from. 9,567. Out of all those 9,567, only 300 make my list. Well, why only 300? Because I'm looking for companies that have consistently increased their dividends for 20 years or more. Dividend Kings, 54 companies. 54 companies, 50 years or more of increased dividends. Dividend Aristocrats, 67 companies, 25 years of increased dividends. Dividend Champions, 150 companies, 25 years of increased dividends. The Dividend Contenders, 300 companies, 10 years to 24 years of increased dividends. And then, of course, we have Warren Buffett's list. Between those 5 lists I just told you, okay, that's over 300 good quality companies that have consistently increased their dividends every single year. Not once in a while, every single year. So for me, that means they're consistently profitable. Now, a lot of these companies you guys have me look at, the dividends are sporadic. What does that mean? Well, it means their profitability is sporadic. So why would I put my money into a company that is sporadic with their profits? That's just me. All right. Jimmy, hi, how are you doing today? Happy 4th, cool. You know, my son's birthday is the 4th of July. We used to take him out every morning at 3 o'clock in the morning to go out for breakfast. I used to get him and his friends up. And I got, like, here you go, a couple of, junior high school kids, waking them up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Come on, let's go get some breakfast. All right, Isaac, you want to look at Tesla? You're going to have to go somewhere else, dude. I don't do Tesla. Tesla does not pay dividends, so it's a no. Practice to learn with no financial loss. World you want to live in, girl. I like that. That's kind of interesting. You're back again, which is nice. It's nice to see people keep coming back over and over again. Isaac, you're relatively new, because if you've been here for a while, Isaac, you wouldn't have mentioned Tesla. Okay? Don't get me wrong. Tesla's a good company. The boy does know how to run his stuff, but he doesn't share his profits. And at this point in my life, that doesn't work for me. Okay? There's too many other good quality companies out there that do share profits. Yeah, I'm not saying Tesla's not a profitable company. Tesla, you take your money, you put it in there, and you wait a couple of years and watch it grow. Yeah, that doesn't work for me. I need cash flow to pay my bills. I'm retired. I don't feel like going back to work. It's not that I can't work. Okay? There's so many people out there that need a job. Good, fine. Go get a job. Go work. Go do something. I put in 40 years of my life. Okay, I've been working since I was 13. 1974, I think I got my first job. 1974, Old Man Simmons Farm. Yeah, I used to do the farming stuff. All right. User 5724. Dell has dividends on the 23rd, and premium is great. Opinion. Don't get me wrong. I love Dell. I think I bought some Dell last week. But we have a challenge with Dell nowadays. You ready for the challenge with Dell? Here we go. You ready? Hey, Dell. 142.16. That's what I can buy it for Friday morning. 142s are going for $4.10. That is a freaking awesome premium. It is, really. Okay, you know who Dell is. You can't tell me you don't know who Dell is. Please tell me you know who Dell is. Number one. Number two. What is the chart telling me? The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Which direction is it going? Well, Let's take a gander. Okay, a year ago we were at 54.78. The bottom was somewhere in August at 52. She shoots up for the high at 178. Now, here's a question you need to ask yourself about Dell. Okay, Jimmy, hold on and get that question. Uh-oh, I missed Jimmy's question. All right, hold on. Hold on a second there, Jimmy. All right, so here's the question with Dell. A year ago, we're at 50 bucks. The high is 178. That's a 300% increase. All right, look, from here to here, that's a 300% increase. If you think there's not going to be profit taking, you're crazy, or deranged, or not informed, whatever adjective you want to come up with to make yourself good about yourself. You tell yourself whatever you need to tell you. If this thing goes up to 178 from 50 bucks, look at all this potential profit taking. Whoever bought it back here in February or back in November, think, whoa, look at all this profit I have here. You take it or it's going to get taken away from you, one or the other. That's besides the point. Let's look at the last 2 months. Okay, here's the last 2 months. See it? There's the bottom right here, 115. Shoots up to 180. Big drop. Remember I told you if you don't take it, hey, here's the drop right here. Look at this. Market maker took away all that profit from 180 down to 130. That's $50 in profit that the market maker took away from you. If you don't take your profit, look, she shoots up. Here's your high right there. You don't take it, look, 2 days later, it's down here. And the market maker is the one who dropped it. And it kept on going down, all the way down below 130. Okay, she shoots back up, pulls back down. Now we're going back to the upside. Okay, now it's still kind of high. All right, would you buy Macy's this week for next week, like Thursday or Friday, if the numbers look good? Well, Jimmy, we already looked at the numbers for Macy's, and the numbers do look good. But as we're talking about Macy's, okay, remember we're talking about Macy's, 30-day high, your 30-day bottom. I personally like 2 days to the upside. Right now we only have 1 day to the upside. Okay, so it means there's no trading tomorrow, but Friday it would be really, really, really awesome if Macy's opened up higher. That would be a good indication for me to jump in. However, all my money's tied up. Now, you guys don't understand. I invest all my money on Monday. 98% of all my money is invested at all times. Some people might call that risky. Well, it is risky if you don't know what you're doing. Okay? Now, I don't suggest other people do what I do until you know what it is you're doing. All right? That's my answer to Macy's. Inspire me. Hi there. How are you doing? Inspire me. All right, Dr. Auto Repair. What trading platform do you recommend for a newbie? All right, Dr. Auto Repair. I like Thinkorswim. It's through Charles Schwab, and it looks a little congested, a little intimidating at first. But if you're really interested, drop me a DM with your number. I'll give you a buzz, and if you want to set it up, I'll walk you right through it. Bobby, what's your top dividend? That would be Macy's. Simone, what's the difference between covered call and options? Covered call, you actually have to have options with your covered call, because there's two. We're talking about two separate entities. Okay, one is the stock itself. It means you own part of the company. Okay, when you buy a stock, you own part of that company. So if I buy some Macy's, I own part of that company. I am entitled to a portion of that company's profits, whatever those profits are, whenever they decide to pay them out, usually every 90 days, okay, for a dividend check. Now, a covered call is where I take the shares that I own. Let's say if I have 500 shares of Macy's. Let's say I bought Macy's at $18, okay, and now Pete down the street wants to buy my shares from me at $18. Well, great, but for that privilege, he is going to pay me a premium of 42 cents per share. That is an option, a total separate entity from stocks. The difference between stocks and options is stocks never expire. Okay? Okay, if you buy it, whatever you buy it for, 1793, you own the stock at that price until you decide to sell. What changes every day is the valuation. Okay, so 30 days ago it was 1960. 2 days ago it was 1780. Okay, who knows where it's going to be in 6 months? But as soon as you jump on that merry-go-round, wherever your seat is, whatever your price is, that's your price until you decide to sell. The option, you're just selling somebody the rights to buy it from you at a certain price by a certain day. Now, I like weekly options because they expire every Friday. This one, 5 July, that expires in 2 days. See, 2 days. 12 July, it expires in 9 days. 19 July, it expires in 16 days. So when you buy an option or sell an option, it has an expiration date, where stocks don't. Because if I buy Macy's at $17.93 and I decide to never sell it, I can hand it down to my grandchildren and say, here, yeah, I bought this at $17.93. Who knows what it's going to be worth in 20, 30, 40 years? Nobody knows. Hopefully it answered your question. Miracle Destiny, how are you? Can you check out Caterpillar? Ooh, I like Caterpillar. Doc's here. Hey, Doc, how's it going? C-A-T, Caterpillar. Now, Caterpillar I don't normally do because it's $330. I like to stay at stocks under $250, but I'll take a look at the numbers because Caterpillar is a great company, and it is on my list. I just don't trade it because it's out of my price range. 330. The 330s are going for 475. That is well over 1%. Great. What am I looking at? High, low, where was it? Where is it? What direction is it going? I like Caterpillar. I do. Let's check it out. A year ago today, Caterpillar's at 245. Found its bottom in the end of October, 223. Topped off in the beginning of April of this year at 382. Okay, so from the high of the year, check it out. Here's the high, here's the low. That's where it was, this is where it is, this is the direction it was going. Now that's the direction for almost 3 months. Okay, I want to look at the last 30 days because to me, the last 30 days is the most important. It gives me an idea of where is this thing going. Okay? 30 days ago, here we are. Here's your 30-day high, your 30-day low. Okay? Down, up, down, up, down. Looks like she should be hypothetically going to the upside. Now, just a quick guess. Let's take a gander at the seasonality. Now, for those you who don't know what seasonality is, do you have a channel? Miracle Destiny, yes I do. That 10-Minute Trader and Dividend Stock Talk. Those are my 2 channels. Where is the list? Frederick, how are you today, Frederick? All right, so for those of you guys don't know, seasonality. The blue line represents the movement of the stock this year. To the far left is January 1st. To the far right is December 31st. All right, the blue line represents the movement so far this year. The red line represents the movement averaged over the last 10 years. Now, I can set it for 5 years, I can set it for 10 years, I can set it for 20 years. Okay, I can set it for 4 years, I can set it for 2, whatever you want. I like 10 years because 10 years gives me a good idea of how the stock moves on average. Okay, so what am I looking for? I'm looking for this area right here, the first couple of weeks of July. And it looks like it's just going flat. So, highlight it right there. There you go. Here's my little blue dot right there, which represents today. Next couple of weeks, and a very slight upward tilt to it. Upward tilt, that's great, that's awesome for covered calls, and that's what we're doing. Covered calls and spreads, that is awesome, in my humble opinion. So I like the 1-year chart, I like the 90-day chart, I like the 30-day chart, I like the seasonality chart, and the numbers work out very lovely. How much is it going to be exactly? 475. Okay, let's go. $4.75 per share. I'm going to divide that by how much I'm paying for it. $330.99. It comes to a grand total of 1.4%. So if you like Caterpillar, you can get an opportunity to get 1.4% on Caterpillar. Ask yourself a question. Number one, do I know what Caterpillar does? Do I understand them? Have they been around a long time? Are they a good company? Is it worth my time and effort? Never buy something you don't want to hold long term. Don't look at Caterpillar if you don't want to buy it and hold on to it. Okay? If I'm buying it Friday and it's giving me 1.4%, as long as she stays above 330, well, where's 330? Right here. Where is it right now? Well, it's at 330.61. Okay? It's going to the upside. Look where the 30-day high is. It's got way to go. So I feel pretty confident. Even the seasonality shows it going to the uptrend this time of year. Great. So I like having everything in my favor. The 1-year chart looked okay. 90-day chart looked okay. 30-day chart looked okay. Seasonality chart looked okay. And the numbers all worked for me. So why wouldn't I do Caterpillar? That's a question you need to ask yourself. Do I like Caterpillar? Hakuna, is the stock market open on Friday as usual? Yes, it is. I know that you don't like NNE. Just curious what you think of the company in general. NNE. Yeah, it has no options. That's a definite no. So it's not as if I have any opinion of it. It's just not worth my time. Don't take this the wrong way. It's not worth my time to look at. Why would I look at something that doesn't fit my parameters whatsoever? It has no options available. Do they at least have dividends? Let's see if they have dividends. Yahoo Finance. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick search on NNE to help out Hakuna here, because apparently he seems to like NNE. All right, first thing we're seeing, Nano Nuclear Energy Incorporated. All right, number one, they don't have dividends. They don't have options. They can't give me a yield. That makes no sense whatsoever. Statistics. 52-week range, $3 to $37, somewhere in that area. Book value. Ouch. All right, Hakuna, this is where I really got to draw the line, dude. Look at this. Book value per share, 24 cents a share. Okay, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. There's no dividends, there's no options. Book value is 24 cents a share, and then $24 a share to buy the stock. Yeah, that's going to be a big fat no. Sorry. Simone, options have 3 type. One of those called covered call. Where's the list? I don't know which list you're referring to. When someone buys you covered call, is he paying all your stock right then? User 6134. It has a strong buy. You know what, Hakuna, if it works for you and that person who's giving you the strong buy recommendation has never steered you wrong, more power to you. Okay, to me, it doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm retired. I don't want a hypothetical, this stock is here, it may go up to here, and who knows how long it may take to get from here to there. Okay, I don't want to play that game anymore. You know, I'm at that point in my life where I'm really debating is, should I continue to play soccer? Because I'm 60 years old. Like every time I go out there and play, I hurt myself, or it takes me 3 days to recover. You know, it's like I'm not 20 years old anymore. And it's hard for me to grasp that. So when you're talking about a stock, it has a strong buy. Okay, great. Well, the book value is 24 cents. The stock price is $24. That's one hundredth. Okay, 1/100th. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't have dividends. Well, what happens when the stock goes down? I get nothing. It doesn't have options. Well, I can't create any cash flow from this thing. So the only thing you're getting for the stock like this is stock appreciation. And for me, at this point in my life, it doesn't make any sense. Dell 144, the price for me. Okay. User, what's your name? A covered call, basically. All right, you're paying for the stock, okay? Right? It's newly listed on the stock market. Hakuna, you can give me whatever excuse you want, really. You can package it up with a bunch of roses, flowers, candy, and present it in my house, but with a swimsuit model and a Rolls Royce. Any way you want to present it to me. A dog is a dog, no matter how fancy it's dressed. Okay? No dividends, no options, no way to collect any money other than a possible stock appreciation. Yeah, that doesn't work for me. Sorry. Where was I? Oh, the covered call. Yeah, you got to buy the stock first, and then you sell the rights for someone to buy it from you. I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a car sitting in your yard, okay? You know what you paid for it. Let's say you want to sell it, and some guy comes by. Let's say you want to put, you want $2,000 for it, okay? Piece of crap, been sitting there for decades, whatever. And you want $2,000. So Tom stops off, say, hey, I like your car. Let me give you $200. I'll come back and pick it up on Friday. And we're doing weekly options, so Friday kind of makes sense. Okay, so Tom gives you the $200. That's your premium. You keep that whether he buys the car or not. Now, you already own the car. Same thing with the stock. You got to buy and own the stock first before you can sell somebody the rights to buy it from you. So, comes Friday, two things are going to happen. Either Tom's going to come by, buy the car, or he's not. And then next week you get to do the same thing all over again. Cooney, you like that? Now, I never tell anybody what to do with their money. If you think that's a good buy, and you have 5, 10, 15 years to play with, fine, go ahead, do it. I don't tell anyone what to do, but for me, it just doesn't make sense for my situation, There's certain things, when they say you can be anything you want, no, you can't. Okay, no matter how hard I try, I cannot be a quarterback for the New England Patriots. Can't do it, okay? So I'm not delusional thinking, hey, it's a good stock, this person's saying, buy it and it's gonna go up. Yeah, that doesn't work for me, because when it goes down, and that's all stocks do, they go up and they go down. As they're coming down, what are you collecting? Well, the one you just pointed out to me, you're collecting absolutely nothing. And you just said it's a new company, newly introduced to the stock market. Well, why would I want to give my money to a newbie? Okay, he has no historical performance whatsoever. Now, I wish him all the luck in the world. You're a new endeavor, great. 10, 15 years, maybe I can tell my children or my grandchildren, say, hey, I had the opportunity to buy this when it was like $24. Well, they say, why didn't you? Because it didn't make sense at the time. Okay, Demon, 144 for Dell. I have no idea what you're talking about on Dell. Okay, well, it's at 142 now. So I have no idea what you mean by 144 for you. How about NOK? Have I even heard of NOK? Nokia. Oh, Nokia. Okay, so Nokia is at 387. 387. The fours are going for $4, 4 cents, which is 1%. Okay, and you might get the difference between the purchase price and the strike price if it goes up. All right, the 350. More than likely, you'll get your 1% there also. Great, but we got our high here, our low here. This is where she was, this is where she is, where she's going, a little bit slight to the downside. Okay, great. How is Nokia with their dividends? And okay, there we go. okay, is got a book value of 383. Well, now that's nice. Nokia is at 385 for the stock price. The book value is 383. Well, that's realistic. All right, well, let's go to summary. What's Nokia get for a summary? 3.63%. Well, that doesn't thrill me. Why would I invest my money for 3.36%? 3.63. Okay, anyway. Let's look at historical prices, and we will look at dividends. Okay, it's all there on YouTube. Not YouTube. Yahoo Finance. Dividends only. Oh, and they do have dividends. Imagine that. Maximum amount. How far back do they go? All the way to 1995. Okay, it's 96, 97, 98, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nice. They're paying once a year all the way up until 2018. In 2019, they went to twice a year. And then 2023, 4 times, and again 4. Okay, so interesting. So yeah, they have increased dividends. Now they used to pay once a year. Okay, I can deal with it. All right, all the way from 1995, and the dividend is constantly going up. I like that. And then 19. Okay. All right. So I kind of like that. So let's go back to the chart here. And let's see what it looks like. A year ago, Nokia was at $4.19. The top of the year was $4.30, and that was the middle of July of last year. Now she drops to a bottom at $2.94. Now that was the beginning of December. Nice escalation to where we are now. All right, look at this. The middle of April. There's a bottom, the middle of April. She shoots up, pulls back, up, pulls back, up, pulls back, up. Now she should be coming down. So, as much as I like the numbers for Nokia, let's look at the last 30 days, which would be right there. All right, now, everything looks good. However, look at the chart. 30 days ago we're here. Here's your 30-day bottom. She comes up. Now she's coming back down. Look at this gap. That gap is going to fill. Yeah, I'm going to say I'm going to pass on Nokia at the moment. However, I'm liking the numbers, what I see with the premiums. Billy, how are you doing over there in Facebook world? I'm not a spring chicken, but I need to take higher risk to get a better retirement. You know what they say, Akuna? Higher risk, higher reward. It might work, it might not. And how many years are you thinking it's going to take for it to hit whatever you think it's going to hit? But that's a choice you got to make. I like Nokia, so not for this week coming up, but next week, I want to be able to take a look at Nokia again in 2 weeks, because I'm thinking, this is my thought here. Okay, Friday she's probably gonna drop a little bit. Next week she's probably gonna drop some more. So 2 weeks from this week. Okay, not next week, but the week after. There we go. I'm gonna put Nokia on the list. So in 2 weeks we're gonna take a look at Nokia again. Only because I like the numbers that I'm seeing. I'm liking the numbers I'm seeing here, and they have increased their dividends for quite a while. Okay, so it works for me. I like Nokia. All right, let's go a couple more. 96 new messages. Holy cow. Uh-oh, I missed all those questions. Sorry, guys. I love doing MASH. Yep, D-I-N. What the heck is D-I-N? D-I-N. Dine Brands Global. Yeah, that's a fat no and a half. Look at this. Dropping down to nothingness. And it's a monthly. Monthlies just don't pay. Okay, so Nokia DIN is a no. Din has dividends, yep, but there's also monthly. Sorry, dude. How's dividends for Din? All right, Din, you can say whatever you want, dude. I already told you no. ABV, ABV, huh? ABBV. Interesting. 164, the 165's not quite 1%. But if you look at here, the last traded price is 163.84. So hypothetically, it should be 164, which should be here, should be able to get you your 1%. Should be. Now, AbbVie's a good company. They're a dividend king. They've been around for quite a while. Cardian Islam. Well, you're smart. Okay, thank you. Damon. Good words, James. Oh, glad you liked it. We're looking at... All right, wait. We'll take a look at Walgreens in like 2 minutes, all right? Nokia. Finnish, brother, country to Sweden. Okay, now, Hakuna, I told you I like Nokia, but not this week, not next week. So we're going to take a look at it in 2 weeks, okay? Now, I don't like to do puts, so I wouldn't do that, yeah, for the direction it's going. I got out of Walgreens today, had enough. All right, Wade. Continue playing soccer, but don't play like you're 20 years old. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, you know? Anyway, what are we looking at? Oh, AbbVie. All right, so AbbVie, we might be able to get our 1%. What's the chart telling me though? Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, this is where it is, that's the direction it's going. Good, it's an upward trend. Wonderful, marvelous. All right, so the bottom for the year for AbbVie was 133.79, and that was a year ago. Take a look, okay? A year ago. She's at the bottom. The top, right there, in the middle of March. Okay, 182.89. All right, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Do I have to keep doing this each time? You guys know how it goes. All they do is they go up, they go down. But look where we are now. We're in a downtrend. But I like the downtrend over here. Let's zoom in a little closer, because right now what you're seeing now is a no. All right, because look, here's your low here. But that's this chart we're looking at. That's not way I make my decision, because I want to know where it's going to be in the next 5 to 10 days. Okay, this is a 90-day chart. So according to the 90-day chart, she could be going to the downside. Okay, but I don't want to see a 90-day chart because I'm not looking for 90-day interpretation. I'm looking for a 5 to 10-day interpretation. And I can't get that with a 90-day chart. I can only get that with a 30-day chart. And here is the 30-day chart. Okay, what does that tell you? It tells you 30 days ago we're at the bottom, 158 and change. And then she shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back, shoots up. Here's your pullback here. 1, 2, 3. This baby's going to keep on dropping. This would be a good opportunity to take a look at this one next week. Okay, we got one more day, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometime next week. So let's put AbbVie on the list for next week. ABBV. Okay. Now let's take a quick look at seasonality to get an idea of where she's going, or where she normally goes this time of year. Okay, now let's use the seasonality. Well, basically sideways. I hate saying sideways because stocks don't go sideways. They go up and they go down. That's all they do. But look at this. No big moves coming up in the next couple of weeks. Okay, flat. All right. Standard, back to this, yeah. Okay, so let's keep on moving. All right, you like that idea, Jerry? I should keep playing. I shouldn't play like I'm a teenager anymore. Probably a good idea. All right, Cardian Islam. You asked that question like 5 times already. DIN is a no because it's a monthly. And this is just my opinion. Okay? Now, if you like it, hey, more power to you. It just doesn't work for me. Right? Yes, the danger of no Walgreens for me. HD, what do you think about Tesla? All right. Tesla doesn't have dividends, which means Tesla is a young man's game. Okay, now I'm 60. You guys all know that. Means I don't want to work for someone else, punching a time clock, doing any of that crap. I want to hang out with my kids and my grandson and just do whatever I feel like doing. I feel I've worked enough. Okay? So, I forget where I was going with that. Imagine that. Oh, yeah, so Tesla. Tesla does not share their profit. So how can I make money on Tesla on a weekly basis? Well, I could do covered calls on a weekly basis with Tesla. I could, but when the stock goes down, what am I catching? What am I getting on Tesla? TSLA. Because it has no dividends, and that's a big fat no. Holy shit. Look at that. Okay, here's your bottom here, shoots up. What do you think is going to happen there? Look at that. That's right for profit taking, and that's not a game that I want to play. Sorry. Is anyone I hear to? All right, I have no idea what that means. I'm investing in NNE. All right, Easton, we already took a look at NNE. For me, I'm going to pass on that one. AbbVie, we already looked at AbbVie. Wait, those stores is heavily got robbed. New York is crazy. Yep. All right, GM, PH Chem. I'm very happy that I am a profitable trader. Okay, I'm a profitable trader too. It works for me. Please let me know if you're trading. DIN is a no. Sorry. All right. The store here have no problems. Everything is normal. Wade. All right. Dimone. All right. Now, when I was in Boston earlier this year, okay, there was a store in Brockton. Now, Brockton, if oh, Roxbury, I think it was in Roxbury, not the greatest area of town. That one is closing, specifically because of too much robbery going on, and they're not prosecuting. So if the store continuously loses money, well, of course they're going to close it down. All right, Dimon, Wade, look on the dividend history. DIN, dude, stop asking about DIN. PBR. Now, PBR has been suggested a couple of times the past couple of days. Okay, 14. Petróleo Brasileiro. Okay, I'm assuming it's a Brazilian company. Let's take a look at what they offer for dividends. PBR. Interesting. Interesting. For 2001. So they have 20 years of dividends, but take a look at the dividends. Okay, 2001, 30 cents. 2002, 23. Then it drops down to 11, 25, 19, 26, 21, 27, 47, 23, 17, 28, 29, 18, 12, 80, 29, 37, 22, 23, 24, 19, 15, 26, 22, all over the place. Holy cow. 2014 was 44 cents. Nothing for 2015. Nothing for 2016. Nothing for 2017. Sorry, the consistency here is absolutely horrible. Then they went to 3 cents per share. 3 cents, 5 cents, 10 cents, 29, 62, 122, 147. Back to, yeah, sorry, I'm going to have to say no to PBR. AVGO. AVGO. That's going to be a no. Yeah. No to both of those. Pelosi power. Good for you. We can't see the numbers. Well, all right. Cardian Islam. Okay, now the reason you can't see the numbers because you're probably looking on your phone or your iPad or whatever. Okay, this screen right here, this screen is live on YouTube, The 10-Minute Trader. There's 2 live channels on YouTube. One is just the screen alone. Okay, just a screen with me up in the tiny corner up here. Okay, that's so you can see these numbers. Because you can't see those numbers here on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or the other YouTube channel. You can only see it on the big screen. So you can put it on the big screen or you can put it on your laptop and zoom in. Check out PPG. Ooh, Jimmy, I like PPG. PPG. PPG 125.53. So the 126 is not quite 1%. But here it says 124.87. So normally I should be looking at the 125s, which is 1%. See, I hate it when the market maker does this. Here's the last trade, 124.87. The bid, 124.43. The ask, 125.53. The spread between the two is freaking ridiculous. So I can't go by this number, so I'm going to go by this number. So here, get my 1%. But look where we are. Here's your high, here's your low. That's where it was, this is where it is, this is the direction it's going. That's what we want to see. Let's take a closer look. All right. A year ago, 147.67. Topped out the year at 152.96. The bottom of the year, 120.32. Finished out the year at 150.66. That's the last couple months. Check it out, last couple months. She goes up, pulls back, up, down, up, down, up, down. Look at where we are right now. Here's your new 30-day bottom right there. I like this, looks lovely. 30 days, here we go. Okay, our 30-day top, 30-day bottom, 1 day in the upside. I'm looking for one more day in the upside before I jump in, so I'm going to write PPG for next week. Okay, because the numbers look good, the charts look good. I missed a bunch of questions, sorry guys. PR, Premium Resource, never heard of them. PR. Nope, that's a no. Sorry, Premium Resource, PR is a no. For the calendar, is there a public watch list with all the stocks you look at to filter? Inspire me more. Well, let me give you a quick list. All right, you ready? Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and Warren Buffett's list. Any search engine you want. Google, Bing, Alta Vista, whatever search engine you use. Dividend Kings list 2024. It'll give you all the companies that have paid for, increased their dividends for 5 decades or more. Soundhound, 74 MPH. It's a no, it's always been a no, and it always will be a no. It doesn't have enough historical performance behind it to do anything of anything. Sorry, it just doesn't work. I gotta plug in YouTube because they're dying over here. YouTube's dying. All right, hold on a second here, Mr. YouTube. All right, so YouTube is plugged in. Hopefully that should work. Oh, now how did Doc get there? Dr. Otto, what's his name? I don't remember calling that one. All right. PBR, we already did PBR, that was a no. I think NOK has an EX date July 29th. Yeah, Mark, NOK looks great. We're just waiting for the chart to tell us right. Austin, how you doing? Mike Bolus, what do you think about PayPal? I don't think PayPal's on my list. PYPL. 59, interesting. PYPL. Let's see how many dividends PayPal is paying out. None. Dude, why would I do a company that doesn't pay dividends? Okay, this channel is called Dividend Investing for Weekly Cash Flow. PayPal doesn't have dividends. Why are we looking at them? Question, why are we looking at them if they don't have dividends? I mean, the chart looks interesting. Okay, the $60, look at that. Okay, 59.75, the 60 is going for 85. That's over 1%. Great. Look at this. The last couple of weeks, she dropped down really good. Oops. Look at your last 30 days. Okay, here's your 30-day high. Here's your 30-day bottom. 2 days to the upside. There's your good invitation. I won't do it because it doesn't have dividends, even though the chart looks lovely. All right. 69 God King. Really? Recommendation for 40,000 and a safe dividend to live off of the payments. Ooh, that's a good question. Now, I honestly can't answer that question for you because I don't know anything about you. I have no idea what your risk factor is. I have no idea what your age is. I have no idea what it is you're looking for. 40,000 is not a lot of money to play with if you're looking to live off of that money. Now, 40,000 could give you $400 a week on 1% per week. Now, 400 a week comes to what, 1,600 a month? That's still not a lot. Premier Resources. Didn't we look at PR like 2 seconds ago? PR. Yep, that's a no. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Happy 3rd. Solero, alrighty. Broadcom. You got to give me the ticker symbol for Broadcom. Eli Lilly. LLY. Oh, hell yeah. But you see, yeah, that's the good call. Who did that one? Anthony. Hey, that thing is screaming. Look at it. From 720 to 920. That's a $200 jump. Okay? Yep. You get all that profit taking potential right there. Okay, PBR we looked at, it's a no. Broadcom, I actually need to have this ticker symbol because Broadcom's not a company I do all the time, so I don't know who they are. Can you check Energy Transfer? Energy Transfer is going to be a no. Let me tell you why it's going to be a no. I like Energy Transfer. They do have dividends. They're not as consistent as I would like them to be, but look at the numbers. 1635 to 1657. The 16s are going for 36, which means I'm not making my 1%. But that's not the reason why I said no. The reason why I said no is right here. On the 17th, look at this. 1, 2, 3 weeks to the upside. What do you think's going to happen? Well, it already started right here. Today, they already started taking the profits because yesterday was the high of the 30-day time frame. All right? They already started taking profits. My guess is they're going to keep taking profits until we get to a point where people say, all right, I've taken enough profits. Let's start buying again. Okay, Anthony, I'm agreeing with you with the Eli Lilly puts. Not that I endorsed puts. I'm just saying they look normal. Haha, I like the t-shirt, James. Where to get one? It'll be available on the website one of these days. Thoughts on Impingen? I have no idea what that means. Clay Swain. Premier Resources. Okay, Clay, we already looked at it 3 times. PR is a no. Okay, it's a monthly. The numbers just don't work. Patrick, ASNS. ASNS. Really? That's a no. Question on Instagram. James, didn't you mention a formula to see if it was worth doing a covered call that was based on share price, strike price, and premium? How is that? We're going to get to that 1 second, all right? Jimmy, KVUE. KVUE. Interesting. Kenview. I never heard of Kenview. 1831. Okay, what is it? KVUV. KVUE. Kenview. All right. Let's take a look at dividends, the maximum amount of dividends. 4. Really? They've paid 4 dividends and you want me to take a look at them? Yeah, KVNU is a no. Sorry, that's a no. DJT, that's a no also. Hey, Mike, I would love to hear you talking about when you manage your trades, like selling below CB and rolling. Cost basis and rolling. All right. Take a look at SBLK. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a no also. SBLK. Star Bulk. Yep, that's a no. SBLK is a no. It's a monthly options. Monthlies, which means I can only do it 12 times. 12 times is not even close to 52. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, buddy. All right. All right, Michael, you want me to talk about rolling it forward? I'm not quite sure what you mean, but let's take a gander. Curiosity. All right, well, let's take a look at when. Okay, so let's take a look at Win for a second. I bought Win at 98.16. I sold it, got 19 cents. Now they're worth 1.5. All right, now Win, WYNN, is currently sitting at 87.28. Now I'm into Win at 98. All right, so I'm into it up here, 98. All right, I sold the 90s, okay, which is here. Far enough out of the money where I'm collecting a premium, but less risk of being called out and actually losing. Okay? Where is BLM? We need them ASAP. I have no idea what you're talking about. Which one is a yes? PDD or PGG? Can't remember. Carlito's Way. Hold that thought. PDD, PDD Holdings, 137, PDD, PDD's a no. It was PPG. Bob, how are you doing there, Mr. Bob? A10, ATEN, ATEN. That's a no. Sorry, I don't do, the numbers just don't work, and I don't know why you guys don't understand that. Okay, monthly optional stocks, the numbers just don't work for me. Okay, if you like them, fine, more power to you. They just don't work for me. Thanks. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I'm caught up with all the questions. Wow, it took me long enough, didn't it? And it's 10:30. All right, so let's pick up from when we left off yesterday. We left off at Hormel. Hormel is a dividend king. HRL. Okay, so Hormel is 30.24. 30.24 was the last trade, but it's trading at 30.59. The 30.50 is going for 15 cents. That's only a 0.5%. Hormel's going to be a no. Cintas, really, Hassan Pfeffer? Did you look at that POS, the symbol WBA? All right, Secretary. Let's take a look at WBA. But we did look at it earlier. Okay, WBA at the top of the year at 31.27. Okay, she dropped. We thought this was the bottom right here because that was the bottom until this happened. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days to the downside. Now, I love getting at a bottom. Now, this could be the bottom, but we don't know because each day they come up with a new bottom. Let me take a look. Bottom. Whoop, not a bottom. Bottom, bottom, bottom. Hey, James.
Yeah.
You come and say hi? Say hi to everyone. No, I don't.
There we go. There I am. I couldn't be seen. Look at that. We almost look alike.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, it's so weird, right?
Yeah, but you shouldn't be so freaking tall. Just makes me feel weird. And you're not even wearing boots.
I'm not, no. Here,
Damn.
hold on. I'm wearing flip-flops, which don't really give me a lot, but I'll get... There we go. Now we're on the same level. Look at that.
Damn.
Look at that.
Yeah. Anyway, this is my oldest, James Jr.
And his tallest.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, it's your birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we got, what, an hour and 20 minutes.
Damn.
Well, our time. I don't know where all of our viewers are.
Well, we got someone from Sweden. Hakuna's from Sweden.
Well, then they're already in my birthday. To them, it's just my birthday, though. It's not a holiday. Well, it might be a holiday in Sweden. It's not the same holiday.
Damood said, good boy. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. That's Hassan Pfeffer. Hassan Pfeffer, where are you from?
We're well past 5, and I started drinking earlier. But if you're drinking beer before 5, it's okay if you're laboring while you do it. And I was doing yard work with the beer. Therefore, you're allowed to start at noon if the beer accompanies labor.
Hey, Peter Griffin, we're in Sarasota.
Peter Griffin. I hope that's the guy's real name.
I don't know. That's the name you put down there, Peter Griffin.
Part of Florida you in? Yeah, Sarasota. James, you mentioned blah, blah, blah.
Happy birthday, bro. Someone said happy birthday to you. Who was that?
Hey, you have a great father. He is smart.
Hey, anywhere near Margate. Isn't Margate on the East Coast?
I honestly couldn't say where Margate is.
I don't know where it is either. Do you have? Yeah. Okay. Not.
Thank you, Dr.
Florida.
Auto Repair.
I have a grandpa in Margate, close to Orlando. Okay. Yeah, I knew I heard of it somewhere. What are you looking at?
I'm just observing what's going on.
Well, this.
Oh, it's also right here on the screen in front of you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I got the screen here. This screen right here is live on YouTube. The one behind you. That is broadcast live on YouTube, so people can see what the numbers look like. This is Walgreens.
This isn't real trading?
No, this is real trading, but it's not.
It says simulated trading.
All right, you fucking wiener.
When I hear simulated, like if I have simulated intercourse with somebody, I don't have real intercourse with that person.
Okay, that feel better?
Yes.
Does it look any different?
Did you just crop it out?
No, this is a different account. I got 6 accounts, you big freaking wiener.
I'm just making sure.
See, I don't use this account because see right there, people can see what the account number is, and it makes me a little uncomfortable using that one, so I use this one. It's no different. Everything's still the same. The numbers are still the same numbers.
I was just asking.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on. I'm.
All right, whatever.
Does that bother you that these camera angles don't match?
Can you check BBY? Yes, it does bother me. BBY.
Man.
BBY. All right.
My hands don't even match.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so here you go. BBY.
BBY.
What do you say?
Big booty Yugoslavians.
Alright, first thing you want to look at, turn around. The high, the low, where it was, where
it's
it is.
going.
No, where it is. This is where it is. This is today. That's a year ago. So where's it going? From here to here?
It's Best Buy.
Yeah, BB1.
Well, I didn't know that. Oh, you have another one of these microphones in my house. Came in the mail.
Yes, I know.
I keep meaning to bring it over here and forgetting.
Yeah, well. All right, anyway, so take a look. This is what you can buy it for, $82.50.
Oh, something's funny.
$82.50 is what you can buy it for.
Nice.
If I buy it at $82.50, I sell it for $83. I get 93 cents per share.
Wait.
If I buy
If you
it,
buy it at $82.50 and you sell it for $83, you should only be getting 50 cents.
no.
Unless my math is off.
No. All right, let's go through the exercise again. All right, I'm buying the stock at $82.50. Now I own the stock at $82.50. That number never changes.
$82.50.
The only number that changes is this right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
Oh, so you sell it when it goes down a little bit?
No.
How the? Go ahead.
If I'm buying it for $82.50 first thing Friday
Yeah.
morning, okay, I sell somebody the right to buy it from me at $83. Just the right, not the obligation. Okay, so they pay me 93 cents first thing Friday morning. Okay, what is that date right there?
That's the 12th of July.
Which is?
Your surrogate daughter's birthday.
Yeah, somewhere in that, but it's not this Friday, it's next Friday.
Why not?
It's 9 days away.
Yeah,
Okay,
it also says that right here.
Yeah, I know. So, for the privilege of someone to buy it from me at $83, they're going to pay me 93 cents per share. Right?
Okay.
By next Friday. So if the stock goes above 83 by next Friday, they will come in and they will buy it at 83. So what do I make? Altogether, I get the 93 right up front,
Yeah.
and then I get the additional 50 cents between the 82.50 and the 83. So I'm
Okay.
getting 50 cents here, and I'm getting 93 cents there. So how much does that come to total?
$1.43.
But rate of return, what does that come to? All right, you
I
take
mean,
your calculator.
percentage-wise, not very much.
Well, do your calculator. What was the total again? 143.
$1.43.
$43. What was the purchase price?
$82.50.
82.5. Okay. What does that say?
0.017333, so on and so forth.
Okay. 1.7%.
Yeah, that's 1 penny and some.
No. It's all right.
Out of,
That's percentage.
I'm saying out of $82.
Yeah. No, this is percentage. 1.7.
Which is less than a penny at that point.
No. Where do you get that?
Well, out of
What is
$82, less than
No, you're getting
0.01%.
$1.43 per share. Okay, you're buying it for $82. You're getting $1.43 per share.
So we're clear, everybody watching at home. I didn't get these lessons. It's not like I'm being obtuse. It's not like you raised a complete idiot. Just so we're clear, like I just
JC was the one that was interested. You
yeah.
weren't.
That's
Okay,
if you watch
so
the old
anyway-
videos. There's a 10-year-old who's now a 24-year-old.
Okay, so
She's the one who knows about this stuff.
anyway, this
I know
is,
how to get electrocuted while wiring your house
Okay, so at
Thanks,
1.7%
Dad.
for the week.
for the week.
Okay, multiply that by how many weeks are there in a year?
How many weeks are there in here? 52.
So it comes to how much? 90%. That's a
What's
percentage.
It says 0.90%.
Oh my god, no, it's 0.9. 0.9 is 90%. Because 1 would be
So
100%.
one would be. Wait,
100.
1 is 100%.
When you
Why
do-
would I know that?
when-
Why
when
would I
you-
jump to that conclusion?
when you're doing mathematics.
No,
Rate of
1.
return.
Okay, fine. Okay, so 1 is a whole. So then, yes, if I knew that 1 was
A
one
whole.
whole,
Yep.
then I would know that 0.9 is 90% of 1. Sure. If I actually had the facts in front of me before I was asked these questions, so you could embarrass me in front of these people. No, you can still learn, bro. Carlito's way. Sorry, James, but I see your son is what was that say? I see your son isn't a Mensa student either. Great.
Well, 'cause I can tell when I created the strategy for JC, people may think that she was a Mensa student. She wasn't. She was just your average, everyday, normal little girl.
Appreciate the explanation as well. Aha, see?
Sparky
Dustin
knows.
Crosser's with me. Sparky knows. Was that me? James Jr., you just earned a free t-shirt. I'll take it. Send him a link or whatever, I guess, and then I'll claim that later. And then Secretariat 1973. Is that?
Yep. He thinks it's funny.
Well, no. I can see he thinks it's funny. It says LOL. I'm plugged in enough to know what that means. I meant, is the 1973 the year this person was born, or is the horse Secretariat.
From 1973.
Are they?
Secretariat was one of the greatest
I
horses.
know who Secretariat is.
Okay, well,
I don't know when Secretariat. I don't know my dates for when famous horses existed. I don't have that. I know that. How about James Jr. comes back to learn with us? Thank you, brother. If I'm in Florida and close, I could help you set up a proper live stream computer setup. That's who you need to call because, spoiler alert, everybody, he's got a bunch of old iPhones duct taped to a shelf, duct taped to a lamp, facing him at different angles. Which, if you could see all these, I don't line up. In one, you're getting like half my face. In this one in the center, you can see all of me. In this one, I'm actually front and center. My
Triple
dad's
crown
on
winner,
it.
yep.
Same with this one.
Yep.
Shares 83%. See, this person wants to get back on topic. So,
Which one's that?
Dustin Crosser, the person, they said something nice about me a second ago, or something that made up for you make me look like an
Shares
asshole.
at 83 will pay a
Peter
capital.
Griffin wants to help you.
A capital gains on the dividend. Dustin, if you're worried about capital gains and the taxes, you really got to talk to a tax strategist to help you set up your account in a manner where you pay the least amount of taxes as possible. It's your personal responsibility to pay the least amount of capital gains or pay no capital gains, but you have to talk to a tax strategist, not a tax plan or a tax plan, but not a tax professional. You need to talk to a tax strategist.
Have you answered Haken Lundensis?
That's
Over
Hakuna.
here.
That's Hakuna Matata.
That's not what that says.
I am well aware. What does it say?
It says Haken Lundensis.
Yes, I know, but me and him have an agreement that every time he calls
You've
in...
spoken to this person.
Yes, I have.
Fine.
He's actually called in live, and he was live here, and we were chatting, and I said, I'm just going to call you Hakuna because I can't read that name.
I'm just saying.
All right, what was that again? James, didn't you mention a full... Okay, yeah, I did. And we
I just want to
went
make
over
sure
that.
because this person's messaging you, and I want to because you're only reading this one. I want to make sure this person gets. Everybody deserves. They're all tuning in because he's using a different platform.
I know.
He deserves
Well,
to
this
be
is
acknowledged.
YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. We don't
I
have...
would have assumed Instagram would have had more traffic, more word traffic, but people are mostly on there to like pictures of girls they're not supposed to be looking at while their girlfriend's not paying attention. TikTok makes sense. I'm gonna go back to what I was doing across the street. I was just over here to.
Are we going to do the breakfast thing?
I told you on the phone that we're not doing that tonight.
Well, no. The girls aren't going because they're sick. The guys, we could still go.
We haven't spoken to any other guys. Where is Jacob?
I don't know. He could be at his girlfriend's house. Did you
So you're gonna call him and have him drive from Tampa?
I have no
to come
idea.
back? That's exactly it. There was no planning. Darren is not gonna drive here from Northport at 1 in the morning. Actually, he might for me because he loves me.
Yeah.
We've been friends for, how old am I right now? I'm about to be 35. So we've been friends for 23 years? Something like that. 22, 23 years. We met 7th grade.
Do you want to fly up to Boston to go to Bubba's dad's funeral?
When?
21st.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right.
Um,
I'll make arrangements and then we'll fly up. That would freak the shit out of him. That would be cool.
it would be a nice surprise for him.
It would be.
Yeah, we'll discuss the finer details
All right.
of that later, so you can get back to this. But yeah, I'm not gonna ask tired dad Darren to wake up at midnight, drive here from Northport at 12:30 in the morning, to
All right.
eat at Denny's luxuriously, and then drive back, go back to sleep, only to get woken up back again in the morning when his daughter wakes up.
That's what friends do.
Well, that's as his friend, I know that he would appreciate just a tad bit more forewarning than a couple of hours in advance.
Yeah, but it's a tradition we used to be doing every year.
We used to, and he asked when I first moved back. He was asking me if we were going back to doing it,
Yeah.
and it wasn't a thing at the time. So,
All right. Well,
but he was ready for it then.
Okay.
If I let him know in advance now, he
Please
could let
leave-
Sarah know it's a whole
please
thing.
help.
Shares 83.
Peter Griffin, please let me help you, my God.
He already said that. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
scroll
but
back
what
down
does-
to where
what
we
does
were.
Peter Griffin do, though?
Peter Griffin sent us uniform for James Jr. Sent us?
Well, put it in. Put it in Syntas.
I don't know.
See,
Anyway, bring beers next time, James Jr. I have a bunch of them across the street. There's a liquor store in
All
town.
right, Syntas. Oh, CTAS. CTAS.
It says CIN. Anyway,
that's
they constantly have overflow, so they have a wall
Okay,
of just cases of beer that they sell.
This is your first
Well.
opportunity to tell.
Oh, I know Cintas.
First opportunity for telling Cintas is
dividends,
a no.
though. Love the
Yoo-hoo.
strategy, yes, sir. I hear. I'm going. We missed a bunch of stuff. Built it with money made from the phone duct tape streams. Yeah, that's what he was talking about. He wants to help you with the.
Well, if I could figure out the
this
software.
I could help you with. I could build something better.
No.
than this.
See right here. Look. See this little red dot right here? Yoo-hoo. See this little red dot?
Yeah.
This is OBS, which is Open Broadcast Service, which means I can broadcast all these different platforms just by using that software. If I knew how to use the software, it's so much easier. Just get a phone, hit the button, and it's that much easier.
There's probably 101 videos online that would show you how to do that. There's probably like, if you were born before this year, videos that teach you exactly how to use that.
Funny.
And it would be a year after
Okay.
you were born.
Okay,
which
so
is why.
here's your first opportunity to tell everybody listening, Cintas is a no.
Cintas is a no, everyone.
Because it's a monthly.
What do they do? The service professionals. I know I've seen that logo 1,001
Yeah, I know,
times.
but
I don't know.
take a look. It was at $480. Now it's at $700. It's a $300 increase. What do you think is going to happen up here? People are going to take profits.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Exactly. So why would I buy? That's number one. Number two, it's $700. Do you really want to buy stocks $700 a share?
Me personally, no.
Okay, see, I cut it off at $250. 3, it's a monthly, which means you can only do it 12 times a year. Which means, would you prefer 12 checks a year or
This
52
person wants
checks a
you to
year?
respond to Hakuna Matata because he's over here. Ah, look at he said thanks because I pointed him out and he was answered. You're welcome, sir. I had it where I could stream to 3 or so different platforms like YouTube and TikTok at the same time. You gotta talk to Peter Griffin here.
Oh, sure. Come on down. Siesta Key is one of the nicest beaches in the United States. We'll figure it out. If I knew how to use the software, I wouldn't have all the cameras.
Maybe Peter Griffin knows.
Maybe he does.
Under the same OBS setup and everything.
See, I know how to use OBS. I just don't know how to use the streaming keys and all that crap. I just don't know. And I don't want to have to figure it out. I find it. You steal my slams.
No, I'm putting my flip-flops back on.
Yeah.
So you don't steal them again.
Hey, I like
This
my
guy sunk a
Coronas.
boat in the Manatee Bay with my favorite flip-flops on it. This is like 7 years ago, but
I
I'm still
didn't
not happy
sink
about it.
It sunk all on its own. All on its own. Had nothing to do with it.
Sure. Anyway. The chaps are waiting for me across the street. We were drinking beers.
Who's over there?
It's just Matt and Joe.
Oh, maybe I'll stop by after I'm done.
Yeah, we're watching TV and drinking beer. Nothing serious. It was just they were already watching it, and I joined them. I cooked dinner. It was a whole thing. Have to make sure. Rachel's diabetic, so I'm back to my old habit of cooking a diabetic meals at certain times to make sure they eat. All my practice with Nana paid off. Look at that.
Jolly good. Alrighty. All right. Well, you have fun.
All right, modern day Abbott and Costello. Nah, if everyone is so smart, why are they trying to make money on TikTok?
I'm not trying to make money. I'm just sharing what I know.
You can buy one tripod that holds 9 phones. No, but we could build one. Actually, with these things, you could probably just build right on here. Nobody can see what I'm doing.
No. My tripods. I have a tripod over here somewhere.
I'm sure you
I
do.
just bought a tripod, and I'm actually going to make it so it fits properly. So I have my 8 phones. So, either that,
I was doing a bunch of yard work earlier. I
either
don't know
that,
how
I'll
to dress like
yeah,
this.
either that, I'll just learn how to use the software.
Are they saying that you and I are about modern day Abbott and Costello?
Imagine that.
I got way better comedic chemistry. No offense. With 1 or 2 other people.
All jolly.
You
good.
put me and Joe on camera, comedy gold.
There you go. You get the Miller boy over here. Keep everyone entertained.
Yeah, he would probably be entertaining for people.
There you
But
go.
he'd be taller than you too. He'd be like up here.
Fuck.
Guys like up to
Taller than
here.
you.
Yeah, I know. He's like 6'3".
Jolly good.
Towers over everybody.
Yeah, double jolly.
Everybody I know anyway.
Yeah, alrighty then. All right. Well, you have fun. I will
I will.
finish wrapping up, and I'll come on over and hang out with you guys.
I don't know how much hanging out we're doing. You're welcome to come over. I just don't think we're doing anything.
All right.
I don't know how much more they're doing.
All right. Is what it is. Have fun.
I'll be around, but we're gonna do something tomorrow.
All right. That sounds like
figure
a
it
plan. Name of the software is OBS. OBS, Open Broadcasting, Open Source Broadcasting. I have no idea what it is. It is what it is. Can you buy one tripod that holds an iPhone? Unfortunately, they don't make a tripod that makes it, so I actually have to make it. Now, is BBY a yes or a no? Well, let's go back to BBY. BBY. All right. Best Buy, here we go. 8250 to 83. Yep. Okay. I like the numbers. I do. So what we're looking for now is where is it in the grand scheme of going up, going down, all that kind of crap. So a year ago, we were sitting at 81.90. She drops to the bottom of the year at 62.57. Topped out a couple of weeks ago at 93.85. What a pullback. Let's take a look at the last 30 days to give you a good idea. Okay, now this shows a totally different picture. Look, totally different picture. 30 days ago, we're 80 bucks. Okay, up, down, up, down. Check this out. Here's your 30-day bottom right here. 1 day to the upside. So I like 2 days to the upside. So if you like BBY, number one, they are giving you, look at this, 82.50 to 83 is giving you 93 cents. Now we talked about this not even a couple of seconds ago when James Jr. was here. 1.7%. Okay? So between the 93 here and the difference between the purchase price and the strike price is another 50 cents. You add it all together, you get your 1.7, okay, you 173, and that's that's 1.7% for the week. That's a nice little price for the week for BBY. But I would wait for one more day to the upside. But that's me. But here's your 30-day bottom right here. Now, when you're making money in the stock market, you buy low and you sell high. You can't get any lower than the 30-day low. And that was yesterday. Not today, but yesterday. So there's your answer. One trick, always run OBS as an administrator. Makes everything run smooth. All right, Peter, you make it sound as if I know what that means. I honestly don't. I know how to turn it on. I know how to add microphones. I know how to add video. I just don't know the stream keys and anything. Carlita Way, you got that? Dawn. Your residence. Dawn, D-O-N-N. All right. Do you still like Walgreens since the news came out? Uh-oh. I have no idea what news we're talking about. The last news I read on Walgreens is out of the 8,500 stores they have, they're closing down the non-performers. That's the only thing I heard. And that was, what, a day or two ago? So if there's anything new, I haven't heard it yet. But yeah, I still like Walgreens. They've been in business for over 100 years. Now, do you remember when the Exxon Valdez spilled all that oil up in the Northwest? Okay, British Petroleum had that issue in the Gulf of Mexico. Those stocks got hammered. Those companies got hammered relentlessly. The media, the news, were bashing them and bashing them and bashing them. Well, that's what's happening with Walgreens right now. Walgreens has been in business for over 100 years. They must be doing something right. They get 8,500 stores. There's a Walgreens in over every major city in the United States. I personally don't see them going under, but that's me. Okay, I have no problem doing Walgreens. Okay, you have to ask yourself a question, and it's always an important question. Do I like the company? Do I want to hold it long term? Now, some people already bailed on Walgreens. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, everyone's different. Everybody has their own thresholds. I have no problem. Where am I with Walgreens? I don't have Walgreens here. And I have Walgreens right there, 1,600 shares. Okay, at 12 bucks. And Walgreens is at 11. And my order didn't get filled today. All right, well, it is what it is. Okay, so here's Walgreens. All right, 30-day high, you get a 30-day low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days to the downside. Okay, but that's not all. Look at this. She fell down, went up, came down, went up, came down. This big gap. This gap is going to fill eventually. So you have a choice. It's going to fill eventually, or the company's going to go bankrupt. I don't see it going bankrupt. It's been in business for over 100 years. Not every single store. 8,500 stores, how can they all go bad? Okay, so you cut off the dead weight. Fine. Maybe they cut off 500 stores. Now they get 8,000 stores. Get rid of the dead weight, and the other ones will bring everything else back up. Okay, you can't get any lower than the low of the 7-year period. Okay, but we don't know exactly where it is. Now remember, we thought this was it right here. Okay, we thought this was the bottom of the year. 2 days to the upside, I said great, so I jumped in. No, wasn't it. Then she dropped down here, and this big huge drop. Yep, I bought some more because I like taking advantages of those kind of situations. You're either right or you're wrong. There's only one way to figure it out. The only way to figure it out is time. Are those day bars? Yes, those were day bars. Okay, Dorla. These are all days, one day at a time. Okay? Between this bar and this bar, it's a week. So it's 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Okay? Don't forget, Instagram question before you end. There aren't any more questions over there. All right. James, you did mention a formula to see if it was worth doing a covered call that is based on the share price, strike price, and premium. How was it? Well, we just did that a couple seconds ago. Let me do it again real quick. Okay, so right now we're looking at Walgreens. All right? Walgreens is $11.15, current price. The 11s are going for 17 cents. Okay, the 11.50s, well, that's 2 days. That one doesn't have enough time value to it. I want this one right here. Get rid of that one. All right. Check it out. In case you're curious, the 11.15, the 11s are going for 33 cents. You take the 15 cents off of the 33. Okay, now you're looking at 18 cents. Is that right? Yeah. 20. Yeah, 18 cents, which is well over 1%. Great. Fine. So, let's figure it out this way. We'll do a long division. You ready? Okay, so if I buy it at 11.15, let's go through the numbers. Let's clear this out of here. The strike price, the 11, is going for 33 cents a share. I add that to the 11. Now I'm at 11.33. That's my sale price. Okay, that's what I collect. If I'm selling it for 11 bucks and I collect this, you add the two together, that's how much I make off this deal, $11.33. Well, what did I pay for it? I paid $11.15. So now when I subtract $11.15, what am I walking away with? I'm walking away with 18 cents. Okay, now 18 cents is my profit. What did it cost me for the stock? $11 and 15 cents. That comes to a grand total of 1.6% for the week. Okay, 1.6%. Is it worth doing it for 1.6%? That's a question you need to ask yourself. And Darla, those were day numbers. Jolly good having James Jr. on for a bit. Yeah, he does make me laugh. Walgreens comes out with another AI, I'll buy it. I don't think Walgreens has anything to do with AI. AI prescription fills. Oh, there you go. That ought to work. Thoughts on car? What the heck is car? CARR. Carrier Global. That's going to be a no. Sorry. No. Walgreens has dropped the last 3 years. Yep, Wade, you're correct. I think it's the last 7 years. Great explanation. Thanks. Glad you like it. Dorla, okay. Oh, by the way, what did I buy? By the way, Walgreens is closer to 25-year low, not the 7-year low. Ooh, Secretariat, cool. Let's take a gander at WBA. And let's look at the chart. We're going to take a look at the chart for WBA. On Yahoo Finance. it's going to take a while for this to load because we're going to do the maximum amount of time frame. WBA closed 25% of stores. They did not say which stores, but is Chicago and New York City. Okay, so here's the chart right here. Okay. Okay, here's where we are now. And it hasn't seen this price, 11.10, since 1997. Interesting. So it hasn't seen $11 since 1997. Okay, is what it is. I never traded options, just Forex, but I'm learning. Hey, Dorla. Well, alrighty then. Nice to see you again. I've made 1,000. Cool. Good for you. I have no idea what the heck that name is. Pashetnik? Okay. Now, WBA is closing 25%. I'm not quite sure if they're closing 25% of the stores. How many stores is Walgreens closing in 2024? 11. Oh, that's Walmart. Oh, Walmart's closing 11 stores. So wasn't I asked? I asked for Walgreens. $150. Okay. Walgreens plans to close 150 stores in the United States and 300 in the UK as part of a cost-saving strategy in this challenging market. Okay, they plan to close 100 of them by August. They confirmed 150 by the end of August. And 300 in the UK. What does that tell you? Well, the UK is a lot smaller than the United States, but 300 stores in the UK they're closing? Wow. All right. That's not 25%, brother. Okay, there's 8,500 stores. How about ARC? You're in a loss. Okay, talent, I'm going to disagree with you on that one. You know, we all have different ways of looking at things. Okay, I like the fact that Walgreens is as low as it is because I'm never going to be able to buy Walgreens this low. It hasn't been this low since the 1990s. Okay, local Walgreens has about 150 inventory locked from theft. In the front, yeah. Well, that's because the current administration doesn't want to prosecute thieves. I'm a big fan of capital punishment. You get caught robbing, cut your hands off. One, at least. It'll stop you pretty quick. I mean, think about it. If you get a slap on the wrist, it's like, not a big deal. And you do it again. Cut your hand off, pretty much ain't gonna do that shit again. But, you know, Americans are pansies. Instagram, we got questions over here. Can you just formulate the formula in words? Hakuna, you ready? We're going to formulate the formula in words. Okay, we take the purchase price, $82.50. Whatever the closest strike price, $83. Or you could do the 82. Either one. They're both going to give you probably about the same number. Whatever the premium is you're going to collect is the bid. You divide the bid by the asking price. That will give you your rate of return. Yes, it should be prosecuted. Yep, I agree with ya. That's wild. Yep, stopping pretty quick. As a pilot flying over the place, Walgreens are everywhere in some of the most terrible places. Yep, they probably are. But the only way people are going to learn is something detrimental. Okay, how many times you have to kick someone in the shins before they punch you back and you say, I ain't doing that again. Jerry, it took forever just to purchase a couple items. Okay, ARC looking good, I think. All right, Carlito's Way, ARC. ARCC. That's a no. Sorry, Carlito. That's a no. I don't do monthlies because they just don't pay enough. It is that simple. How many trades do you take a week? Okay, now I try to tell you guys I have 6 different accounts. Okay, this particular account I only have 4 or 5. Do I have 5 in this one? All right, I got 6 in this account. Four in that account. All right, then I have another account that has like 20, and another account will just merge with another one. Yeah, so I get anywhere between 10 to 15 trades a week. Okay, but then I trade for other people also, so it's you know, for my own personal account, yeah, I do rather well. So ARC is a no. All right, so let's go back to what we were looking at earlier. Hormel's a no. Ablemal, A-L-B, Ablemal. This is the only one I actually lost money on this year, Ablemal. It's much enough. How many trades you trade a week? Walgreens, what a deal. Keep on buying. Yeah, I want to wait to find the bottom before I buy any more Walgreens. I mean, it's going to go. It's like when British Petroleum in the when they had that spill in the Gulf a few years ago, and they just hammering every single day, hammered and hammered and hammered and hammered. This is happening on the Gulf. That's happening on the Gulf. This, blah blah. Always bad news after bad news after bad news. That's all the media has a tendency to take a look at. Bad news everywhere. So, I meant good job. All right, thanks. So at some point in time, when there's some new news to pick on, okay, yeah, then they'll forget all about Walgreens and Walgreens will go back up. It's been in business for over 150 years. They get 8,500 stores. That's a lot. Well, just for the fun of it, before I forget. I want to see what the book value is on Walgreens. Because I'm kind of curious. Oh, really? You've got to be kidding me. Check that out. $15.80 a share. Chevrolet, how are you today? What's your take on costs and rippling today? Macy's, compared with Walgreens, did well after restructuring. I mean, they were a large real estate corporation, book 15. Walgreens book value is 15. Yeah, I was just looking at that. I was about to say that. The book value on Walgreens is $15.80. What's the stock price? Well, stock price is $11. You're buying a $15 company for $11, and you're gonna bail on it? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to where we were. Ablemal. We're still on Ablemal. All right, so take a look at Ablemal. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. This is where it is. 100 100. The 100s are going for 272. That's well over 1%, and that's what we're looking for. Good quality company over 1%. Yeah, we already know Walgreens is closing a bunch of stores. So it's only about 150 here in the United States, 300 in the UK. We already looked at that. Rite Aid has been around for a while. Look at them now. Okay, Rite Aid hasn't been around as long as Walgreens, I don't think. How do you find the book value? Well, that's simple enough. You go to Yahoo Finance, okay? Yahoo Finance. You put in the stock symbol, okay? Over here on the left-hand side, okay, it says summary, news, chart, community, statistics, historical data, profile, financials, analysis. All the information you want to find out about any company, it's all right there. Okay, the financials, the analysis, all that kind of stuff. The statistics. Okay, statistics is where you're going to find the book value. How many of these covered call trades do you aim for during the week? About 6. Should I take a difference between the share price and the strike price and deduct the premium? Uh-oh. You're getting into complicated stuff now, dude. Hold on a second. All right. The share price is what the share price is. You can't really change it. Here's the share price, $11.25. All right. 125. Sorry, $100.25. $100.25. Okay, that is the purchase price. The strike price, the closest strike price is the 100. Okay, the 100 is selling for 272. Okay, now if I'm buying it for 125 cents and I'm selling it for 100, I am losing 25 cents. So you have to deduct the 25 cents from your profit, which would be the 272. You subtract 25 from that, you're somewhere around 247. Is that right? Or 257. No, 247. Okay, so it's 247. And then you take the 247, you divide it by the purchase price. Whatever you bought it for. You take your profit and you divide it by purchase price. So it's 247. Clear. 247 divided by 100, which is 2.4%. Okay? So you collect roughly 6% per week. No, I collect roughly 1% per week. What stock is that? That is Albemarle, ALB. My wife told me that Walgreens bought all the Berkshire's pharmacies. That's interesting news. Now, I have no idea where Berkshire's pharmacies are from. Okay, I don't even know how many of them there are. 1% on 6 trades. Yeah. What do you think about Sieben? I have no idea. Okay, user 895539, whatever. Okay, I have, let's say, hypothetically speaking, $100,000 in one account. Okay, I'm looking for a 1% return, which means 1% on $100,000 is $1,000. If I do 6 trades, okay, 1% on each is still 1%. Okay, it's not 1% plus 1% plus 1%. That doesn't work that way. Texas and Louisiana for sure. Okay. It's still 1%. Yeah. So if I get 1% on Walgreens, that's 1%. If I get 1% on Macy's, well, that's 1%. You don't add 1 and 1 together, it comes to 2. No, it doesn't work that way. 1% is 1%. Okay? You know, I can get 1% on all 6 positions, and it still comes to 1%. You mean $100.25. 247 divided by 125. Correct. What does that come to? Let's clear that. 247 divided by 125. It still equals 2.4%. Okay? That makes sense? All right, what are we looking at next? Oh, look at this. Excuse me, yawning. JWN, Nordstrom's. JWN. Now, we bought a lot of Nordstrom's at the beginning of the year. 21.97. Is that right? Yeah, so the 21.97s right here, more than likely, we're going to look at the 22s. The 22s are right here. That's 28 cents. That's over 1%. Because at 101st, it should have been 125. Okay, so your resonance. Hold on a second. Let's go back to which one was that? You should start these earlier so you don't get so sleepy. That could be true, but you got to remember the people in California are 3 hours behind us. So it's 11 o'clock now. It's like 9 o'clock to them. That's still early for them. Best thing Macy's ever did was when they bought out Marshall Fields. Cool. Could very well be. All right, so Nordstrom's. All right. We are looking at the 21.97s. Closest strike price to 21.97 is going to be the 22. What can I sell that for? 28 cents. That is more than 1%. Great. What is it exactly? Clear. 28 cents divided by 21.97. Okay, 1.27. That's like 1.25%. Okay, I can deal with 1.25%. Let's take a look at the numbers. All right, here's the high. It's a double high. Check that out. A double high. All right. Here's the bottom. That's where it was. This is where it is. That's the direction it's going. Cool. Let's proceed. A year ago today, Nordstrom's at 20.31. Now we have that double high at, what is it, 23.53? 23.56, somewhere in that area. Okay, hits it in the end of July last year, and again the beginning of June this year. Ooh, now the bottom was on the middle of November, and that was 13.38. Now we were looking at Nordstrom's, I believe, in the first quarter. Okay, so let's look at the last 2 months. Interesting. Take a look at that. Here's your bottom, here's your top, here's the direction it's going. Cool. Okay, what does it look like? Well, it looks like it's continuing to the upside. Okay, great. We have 4 days to the upside. 4 days is not bad. The last 30 days. Check it out. Last 30 days. Here's your 30-day high. Right there. Here's your 30-day bottom. Up, down, up, down. Now she's going to the upside. I like it. Nice movement. Okay, so that's Nordstrom's. I like Nordstrom's. And look at that. We're at 11:30 already. Let's take a look at one more. Bristol Myers Squibb. What do you do when the stock goes EX dividend? That's an interesting question. All right. SIG. Let me see if I can explain it to you. Okay. Share price 109.25. Strike price 100. Premium 277 minus 25. 247 divided by 125. Or divided by the 100. If you're already subtracting the 25 cents, then you're just dividing it by 100. Yeah, you take your profit out somewhere. And interesting that JWN has their earnings always scheduled just prior to the EX dividend. Okay. All right. SIG. Here's a calendar. each one of these dates, each one of these green dots represents an EX date for a certain company. Mendeley's, US Bank, Globe Life, American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, MasterCard, Verizon, AbbVie, Procter & Gamble, so on and so forth. All right, now when I am buying specifically, I am buying 10 days prior to the EX date. If I'm looking at Bank Mellon, BK, it has an EX date on the 27th. I want to get in 2 weeks prior to the EX date. 1 week, 2 weeks on a Monday. So I want to buy it on Monday the 10th. I buy it at whatever the stock price is, if the charts tell me it's correct. Because we don't want to buy it at the high, and we don't want to buy it at the bottom. We want to buy it coming off the bottom, right? Now, I want to buy it here. I want to sell the option, and I'm looking to get 1%. Now, if I buy it on a Monday, come Friday, one of two things. It's going to be above my strike price or below my strike price. If it's above my strike price, I let it go away, and I won't look at it again for another 90 days because they have their EX date every 90 days. I like to get in 10 days before. Okay, here's the EX date we're talking about. 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks on a Monday, because Monday you get the highest time value on a weekly option. Okay, Monday is 5 days, Tuesday is 4 days, Wednesday is 3 days, Thursday is 2 days, Friday is 1 day and almost worthless, not worth doing in my humble opinion. Mondays and Tuesdays are the best days because you get the highest return on your value, and that's what I'm looking for, 1%. So you always divide by the strike price. No, you don't always divide by the strike price. Okay, the strike price, okay, the strike price tells you what premium you're going to collect. That's your profit, the 28 cents. That's your profit. Okay, you take the 28 cents and you divide it by 27.97. That will give you your rate of return. It's profit divided by what did it cost you. Okay, the strike price is just telling us where the profit is. Here's the profit right here. All right, it's 11:30. I'm gonna call it a night. Gonna go hang out with the guys across the street, my son and his couple of friends, and just shoot the breeze like a couple of dudes. That's what we do. Just shoot the breeze, have a drink, have a smoke, you know, that kind of stuff. You guys have a great night. We'll see you again, not tomorrow morning, tomorrow night. Now, I will be doing it again tomorrow night. It's all going to depend on how many people show up. Good night. All righty. That's it for Instagram. You guys are done. You guys are done here at Facebook. Okay, post for 30 days. Okay, catch you guys later. And YouTube, catch you guys later also.